Hello, today we are going to see the case of berubari versus Union of India. In this case, we are going to see the all the aspect, that is the fact, issues, the arguments in favor and against the judgment, and the impact of the case. So, directly getting into the fact of the case. So, basically, we know that during the time of partition, it was Mountbatten plan which was implemented, and he sent a man whose name was Redcliffe, and he was given the job to divide India and Pakistan and to make the boundary of India and Pakistan. And he was quite confused at how to draw the map. So he decided to use the principle of majoritism. And because of this, he divided the India and the Pakistan into two different countries. Now, there was one place which was known as Berubari. It was in the Jalapani Guri of West Bengal. Now he also divided this land, but there was an issue that he didn't drew the map of this particular area, and this because of this particular reason, there was a dispute that to whom this land belongs. So basically, an agreement to settle down this issue comes up, which is called as the Nehru Noon Agreement in 1958, which decided that we should divide this area equally. Now, when this agreement come into force, the question and the issue of the cases start. Now, this case was sent under 143 article as a reference. That why you most of the time see it as a reference berry. So it was sent by the president to the Supreme Court for the advice on the particular issues. So there are two basic issues. First is that whether the parliament has power to grant any territory under Article 3 or not. And secondly, is that any other legislative action is required for the implementation of Nehru Noon Agreement. So first issue is basically just asking that whether Article 3 have the power in it, in under which the parliament can give a property with property or a territory to any other country or not, because Article 3 of the constitution have the power to acquire a property or a place or a territory, but does it have the same power to give our land to some other country or not? And the second issue is basically regarding this agreement. Now, whether any other further prerequisite or a pre-required condition has to be followed to complete the implementation of this particular agreement. So these were the basic two issues. Now there are two different arguments, one in the favor and in the against. The favor was that it is just an exchange of the land and it is not called cessation, because cessation word is different from the exchange. Okay, then the second, that is in against, is that very simple, that Article 1 Clause 3 Subclause C of the Constitution does not speak about any type of cessation of the land. So the judgment comes out in the favor that the parliament does not have such power under the section Article 1 Clause 3 Clause Subclause C. Further is that there is need of amendment whenever you are doing some action regarding the territory of India. You need to do an amendment. Further, the preamble is not a part of the constitution. This is the point which was afterward diluted. Then 1 clause 3 subclause C of the Indian constitution speaks only of acquiring the property, the thing that I have told you. And the last is that any agreement is subjected to the parliamentary scrutiny. That means this particular agreement need to be first of all passed by the parliament, and then only its enforceability or implementation can be done. So the impact of this particular thing was that the ninth schedule, the ninth amendment act was brought down by the parliament in 1960, and an amendment was made under the schedule 1. And further, the Nehru Noon agreement was uh, implemented. So this was the entire berubari case. I hope you understand this case. Thank you for watching the video.